All right, guys, welcome to the Chokehold Chat. This is Tuesday's thoughts following the UFC Paris fight night, Imavov versus Borralho. So let's just get right into it. I know I was pretty harsh on Imavov for not finishing the fight. I guess I'll elaborate more on that. I felt like he was very close to finishing the fight on two separate occasions. I thought that Borralho was kind of wobbled. Also, too, I like Manel Kape did this to like Bruno Silva probably like a year and a half ago now, but he's like styling on him and like dancing and stuff, and it's just like, okay, well, if you're like so much better than just like finish him, you know. That's kind of how I felt with Imavov. He wasn't dancing or anything, but it's also like this is the number one contender fight, and the UFC is not like how it used to be. It's not the GSP era. It's not the era where John Fitches are getting a title shot or whatever, right? You got to make a statement. You got to knock somebody out to earn a title shot. Imavov might earn a title shot if he sits, or if the fluffy fight versus RDR is terrible. But I think he probably got leapfrogged, and he's probably going to have to sit until like a year until he can get a title shot, or they're going to throw him into the wood chipper and try to get him knocked off with some other guy again. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if Imavov has to fight another one. I mean, it's tough because he does deserve the title shot. I just don't think the UFC is going to give it to him. I wouldn't be surprised if they match him with Strickland, who he has a loss to, albeit on, you know, short notice and at 205 at the catch weight. But I wouldn't be surprised if they match him with Sean Strickland or DDP. You know, DDP is probably 2 or 3 wins away from a title shot again. So if he could rack an Imavov and then loser of RDR Fluffy and then somebody else, he's right back in there. Especially if Khamzat loses the title. But good for Imavov that he got the win. I just don't think that he's going to get his desired outcome. I don't think that his next fight will be for a title. Or at least it's 50-50. For Borralho, it's more of an interesting route to which he takes next. I think there's a couple of different permutations to his career after this, right? He was undefeated. He loses to Imavov in what was sort of a number one contender fight for the middleweight belt to fight Khamzat. The middleweight division is kind of tied up right now with RDR and Fluffy fighting each other. Those fighters are both ranked above Caio. I don't see Adesanya taking a fight with Caio, but it would be fun. I like that fight for Caio. I also kind of like that fight for Adesanya. I think he could win that one. I wouldn't mind seeing Caio versus Whitaker. That's a good one. Caio versus Brandon Allen. I hope they don't feed him to MVP. I don't like that one for MVP or for Caio. You know what? And then, too, if they want to really kind of just see where he's at, he might have earned himself like a Roman Kopylov. But we'll see with that. I mean, Caio, same thing with DDP. He's only 2 or 3 wins away. It's fine, you know. Just reset, get back in there. No big deal. I like Borralho. I was telling you guys, I liked him since that block asset stuff with Khamzat. Anyways, okay. Co-main event. Ruffy, he's probably going to get an unranked guy. If they still like him, they'll probably give him like a Renato Moicano and really see. I would like to see him against a Renato Moicano, especially because Renato just lost to Beneil. You know, so let's see if Huffy has absolutely no ground game. If Renato can dominate him there again, then we'll know that he has some serious holes and he's not championship material, he's not the caliber. Or if he passes the test versus Renato, then, you know, he's a very serious threat to the title again, because I'm sure if he was to fight him, there's going to be a grappling aspect and he's going to have to defend takedowns. and submissions to get the victory. So, but if they're still high on Huffy and they want to kind of give him a fight that's much more winnable, I could see Huffy versus Michael Chandler. That's pretty good. I could also see BSD versus Michael Chandler, where the UFC just wants blood because they know BSD could get goaded into a bloodbath type of fight. And I mean, that's got some good name value too. BSD versus Michael Chandler. But BSD also did get called out by Gamrot. And poor Gamrot, like, nobody wants to fight this guy. I do like that fight for BSD because Gamrot's not really like a one punch, you know, crush you with one punch. And I don't think that BSD, I don't really like BSD's chances if he was to fight Gamrot. I think Gamrot could probably out-grapple him. But at least BSD wouldn't take a lot of damage in the event of that fight. But I don't really see a lot of good matchups for him, or matchups that they're actually going to give him. Because a lot of those strikers that I think BSD could probably wrestle, just like he did to Huffy over the weekend, they're pretty high up. Like, he's not going to get a fight versus Dan Hooker. He's not going to get a fight versus Oliveira. He's not going to get a fight versus Gaethje. You know, so his options are pretty limited. I do think that they want to get behind him. But if they're going to give him a big push like that with somebody of some name value that he could, you know, that he's good stylistically against, he'll probably have to wait a year until they go back to Paris. And then the third fight, Paul Craig retiring, so we don't got to worry about what he's doing next. You know, wish him well. But what's his name? Gosh, I forget. The Baltic Gladiator? What's his name? The Baltic Gladiator. Modestas. Give him Johnny Walker. Give him Krylov. Give him Menefield. Give him Vulcan. I want all those names. Great. Give him somebody. I want to see him in the top 10. I want to see him in the top 15. I like him. I want to see where his striking is. Let's throw him to the wolves. He's asking for top 15. Give him somebody. All in all, UFC Paris was very entertaining. And I'm super excited for the Noche card. I will be talking about that probably on Thursday or Friday, previewing the Noche card. And I also got a collaboration with my buddy Jojo. We're probably going to be opening up some toys. I got a Kimbo Slice bobblehead that I got from Bellator 300 that I'll probably open up. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Always happy to talk to you guys. Happy to have somebody to bounce my thoughts off of. Appreciate you. Bye.